Animation is dead. Or is it? You see, as of late, even the best quality animations from big movie studios have been doing mediocre at best, aside from Illumination. And I'm talking the best of the best, like Ruby Gilman. Nah, I'm kidding. But when Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, a movie which might in some regard be the best in history according to some people, makes less than Ant-Man 3, it doesn't exactly encourage movie studios to keep up the quality. Aside from that, clearly animation isn't exactly dead. Spider-Verse did do well, and there is now more and more independent animations going on by small YouTube groups and companies than ever before. And that's exactly it. Animation isn't dead.
We're like under new management.
But the era of big studio animations dominating the scene is officially coming to an end. Now, how did we get here? First, we're going to have to go over some things that happened in the animation industry, some typical topics, and some statistics, shall we? How have we come from the likes of Pixar dominating the animation industry to the likes of Hazbin Hotel's first pilot episode having more viewership than almost any Marvel TV show coming out? No, seriously, less than 1 million people watch Secret Invasion Episode 1. Sad. Well, for a while, animation kind of just followed the Pixar kid-friendly, big eyes, oddly proportioned, plastic 3D CGI safe way of animation. This went on throughout all of the 2000s, up until 2018, when a little movie known as the father of animation arrived. Well, I guess they also call it Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But let's be honest, since Spider-Verse in 2018, the new hot thing to do with your movie is blend 2D and 3D animation together, creating not necessarily anything too different, but not exactly anything the same either. And yes, whilst the Pixar way continued, and to this day is still used for most productions, if you want your animation movie to look like the bleeding edge of tech, you must have this new hip mixed animation style to it. With movies such as Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Mitchells and the Machines, Arcane on Netflix, Mutant Mayhem by Nickelodeon, and the new upcoming Wish movie by Disney. All of which follow the new trend of Spider-Verse mixed animation styles, also known as, "Hey idiot, look over here, it's a new shiny object, come play." This sequence of trends is obviously going to continue far and wide throughout the animated movie genre as we know it, till the fucking sun explodes probably. However, something not necessarily new is starting to catch the eye of audience to the point where I've seen more Blitz profile pictures in the last few years than I have Gwen Stacy porn. And that's a lot. So who is Blitz? Well, he's a hell of a boss. Blitz is a character in a YouTube-released, completely free, ad-run series called Helluva Boss. The pilot for this show released in 2019 and has since scraped in 57 million views alone. So far, the series has racked up easily over 500 million views over 13 episodes. This is extremely impressive, seeing as Visipop Company, which doesn't exist, it's called Spindlehorse Toons, really started out as one person. However, the major success of Helluva Boss is trumped by the other series they are also working on, named Hazbin Hotel. This series, after its pilot, was immediately picked up by A24 Studios to make and fund the full season and make sure it gets to completion. The pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel now sits at a cool 87 million views, with only one of the spin-off songs having 151 million views alone this year, this summer, 2023, and is going to be released on actual streaming platforms. But Visipop are not the only independent artists making it in the animation scene. Recently, YouTuber Odd Ones Out premiered Oddballs on Netflix, and another indie animation YouTube channel has released their pilot to a series called Lackadaisy that now has over 9 million views in its own right. Whilst no, traditional big studio animation isn't dead, and no, animation itself as a genre isn't dying at all, in fact it may be at its peak, what everyone can say for sure is that animation is no longer a dominated space by massive studios who only do it to make profit. Whilst yes, that still exists in some spaces, there is now plenty of smaller, more indie competition that makes the entire animation space way more fun and entertaining. So now, I thank you for your time, because that's why we are experiencing the decentralization of animation. Goodbye.